Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Bros. I am your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, the Pirates lose 8-4 tonight against the big rivals, the Philadelphia Phillies. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. It was a frustrating game, as is tradition when watching these Pirates.
Yeah. As Gregory says here, bad game tonight. It certainly was, because this is one where it got away. I think we talked a little bit about the series. There was a chance today. Ranger Suarez hasn't pitched much. He hasn't pitched well in the couple games that he's played. Andrew Heaney was taking them out today, and we've seen how Andrew Heaney can go out there and win a baseball game. He's done that. And Paul Skeens is on Sunday. Tough matchup, but they got a little bit easier, as we saw there was a move that the Phillies made. So he's not going to face Sanchez. So, there's a possibility, if you squint hard enough, Jim, you could see 2 wins this series. And Andrew Heaney did everything he could to help that. And then Alexander Canario did everything he could to also help that. Pirates had a lead. Things were going pretty well, pretty smooth for a large portion of this game until they decided to pirate and blow it.
Yeah, I mean, just a terrible, abysmal, awful, whatever adjective you can think of, 7th inning by a lot of parties. I mean, I don't know if I can assign blame to just one person. I can assign blame to Don Kelly. I can assign blame to Colin Holderman. I can assign blame to Tommy Pham. I can assign blame to Ryan Barucki. A lot of people didn't do a good job in that 7th inning. Oh, third base umpire, throw him in the mix too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
for sure.
There were a handful of people there that just didn't do a good job for about 20 minutes, and it cost them the game.
And you nail it. There's blame, there's responsibility, all in all. But you can only control what you can control. And it's not as if the Pirates weren't absolved of any responsibility. That was all on that, third base ump calling it not a strike. I mean, that could have changed the game, but at the same sense, Tommy Pham catching a fly ball could have also changed that outcome. After that, Ryan Barucki not walking everyone could have changed that. Tanner Rainey could have changed that, right? You just go down the list, like you mentioned. So, yeah, I mean, this wasn't something where you can excuse and say, well, if this didn't happen, the Pirates could have won, and I'll be damned. Hey, it was bad. It was bad for all parties. Pirates did not earn this victory. Well, I mean, they lost, but they weren't earning the victory if they had a chance to at that point in time. So, yeah, disastrous 7th inning. Absolutely was. And up at that point, everything was going pretty well.
Yeah. It was going real well. I mean, Andrew Heaney had a great game. He kind of pitched around some trouble throughout the entire game, but 5 innings, 1 run from Heaney, got out of a big jam in the 5th to kind of, I felt like that was a big moment in the game because he kept that at 1-0, where the game could have gotten out of hand right then and there in the 5th. And Heaney kept it to a 1-0 game. And then next thing you know, Pirates come on top with a 3-run homer by Alexander Canario. But then, yeah, that 7th inning, things just unraveled.
It really did. I do want to start with Andrew Heaney, because this was a big boy star from him.
How about before we start with Andrew Heaney, we do ad read?
Let's do that. So BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're in the NBA and NHL playoffs. And BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all of your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here. But yeah, like I said, as mentioned, I do want to start with Andrew Heaney because this was a big boy start from him. Like you mentioned, he did get a little bit of trouble. This is the start of the series that they so far have in the Don Kelly era series victory, series loss, going into Philadelphia. It's a tough matchup, tough team. Andrew Heaney can start things off. And he did. He had the swing and miss stuff. He had the fastball going, the slider, incorporating a little bit of the changeup, his 2 curveballs, mixing it up pretty well, getting some swing and misses. Like this is very much early part, Andrew Heaney that we saw. I felt. And again, one of the big reasons why you kind of like this signing. Again, like he has upside. It isn't just like a back end reliever who's going to be like the Falter type, even though Falter can still, sometimes go out to win games, but he can do this more often. And like he had his stuff going. And like you said, he found some trouble. This is a good lineup by all measures also. And he found ways to get out of it. I mean, what more could you really ask for? So like you said, maybe more innings, right? He had 5, but they're kind of not fully stressful, but like you said, he got out of some stuff, out of some jams, but he went 5 solid innings, did his job, carried over to bullpen. Good start today by Andrew Heaney, I felt.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't his best start. He didn't have like a ton of strikeouts or anything, 2 strikeouts, but he was inducing weak contact. He was keeping hitters off balance. I thought the slider was like his best pitch tonight. He generated 6 whiffs on 9 swings. 67% whiff rate on any of your pitches is going to be really, really good. So that was an outstanding pitch for him today. The changeup, it was put in play a lot, but soft contact throughout the entire game. So yeah, I mean, he had all of his pitches going today through the kitchen sink at him. 41% fastballs, 28% sliders, but mixed in changeup, slow curves, curveball, sinker. Like he threw the whole arsenal out there, and it took him 94 pitches to get through 5 innings. But you give up 1 run, and like I said, that 5th inning was a huge moment in the game because like Bryce Harper just singles to give the Phillies a lead. Kyle Schwarber walks, and then you've got Nick Castellanos up with the bases loaded, facing a lefty. If you're the Phillies, like that right there is your opportunity to just put the game away.
Right.
So like that at bat in particular, being able to get Castellanos to fly out, he gave it a ride. He hit it hard, but flew out to right field to end that inning. So yeah, great job by Heaney. I mean, his ERA on the season now down to 3.02. I mean, you can't ask for much more than what he's given you.
No, not at all. And again, like these are the games that you ask for. Again, like he's giving you starts where he's out there just shoving and helping you win a game, not just giving you some innings and, hey, I got you through 6 or 7, 4 runs, 5 runs, carry over, you have a chance. I mean, he's like tonight, like he went out there and helped this team win. They just didn't do the other job to complete it. But yeah, 100%. Andrew Heaney, really, really good start. And then it switches over to Colin Holderman. And I just want to give Colin Holderman some props. I mean, he came out there the first inning. Holderman's not good. He's not, right? He simply isn't. But like for this team, and I know this year doesn't matter too much, but like if he wants to have a job for next year on this team as well, he's going to have to perform the rest of the year. He's going to have to show that he is. And you're going to have to work Colin Holderman in here and see if you can get some of that magic back for him to at least be some sense of a reliever. He comes into the first inning and, he did his job, carries it over, still in the lead. They throw him back out there, though. Now, to me, that was a little ballsy. That's one of the situations where it's like, okay, you got 1 good inning out of Colin Holderman. It's like the Billy Falter thing, right? If you get 5 really good or 6 really good, I don't care about his pitch count. Like, get him out. You did your job. Colin Holderman, you pitched you pitched an inning, no harm, no foul. Turn it over to the next guy.
Yeah, I thought this was a mistake by Don Kelly. Asking for more than 1 inning out of Colin Holderman against this lineup is just kind of seems like you're being greedy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought the 6th inning, Colin Holderman looked great. Strikeout, single, double play, got out of the inning, easy peasy. But like this is a game that you would have liked to have taken looking at, tomorrow's pitching matchup.
Right.
and you're coming off an off day. Your whole bullpen is available and ready to be used. Like, why are we trying to get extra outs out of Colin Holderman in this situation? Like, you're in the bottom of the 7th, you're up by 2. Now's the time to go to your big boys, right? Like now's the time to go to your guys who you trust the most. And I think that's the most frustrating part of this game is, you're probably saying those 3 guys right now are Ferguson. It's either Ferguson, Baraki, and then Santana, Bednar. Like, those are your 3, and like 3 to 4 guys you feel the most comfortable with. You try to get more out of Holderman there instead of just going with one of your players who you feel more confident in. Now, they end up going to Baraki after Holderman gets into trouble, and Baraki didn't do anybody any favors. He was throwing the ball nowhere near the strike zone. But like, you put Holderman out there another inning, he walks the leadoff man, and I guess he walks the second batter of that. He gets the first out, walks the second, gives up the single to Turner, which again, Tommy Pham should have caught that ball. But like, you put yourself into that situation and things unraveled very quickly. So that 7th inning, it was just so frustrating to watch because as soon as it started, you were like, why are we trying to stretch out Holderman here and get more out of him? Then Pham drops that that fly ball, and you're just like, this is just how it's going to go. This is how this game's going to go. Everything was going pretty much perfect up to that point. As far as like your game plan goes, you still want obviously more offense here, but like the way the Pirates win games is by scoring just enough and getting really good pitching. Up to that point, they had done that. And then in the 7th inning, it just all unravels. You bring Baraki in, walk, which again, you can argue that walk should have been a strikeout and it changes the inning, but regardless, walk, hit by pitch. So he didn't do his job. Then you bring in Tanner Rainey, walk. He didn't do his job. Like, it was a comedy of errors in that 7th inning. Like, I listed 5 people. All 5 of those people did a terrible job in that inning. Don Kelly, bad job. Colin Holderman, bad job. Tommy Pham, bad job. Ryan Baraki, bad job. Tanner Rainey, bad job. Third base ump, bad job. So that's 6 people.
6 people. And absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I can't really add too much to what you said. You said it all, and it's all correct. But again, like, my thing comes down to it starts, not that it would have gone differently because we saw what Baraki did, but yeah, I don't understand why you're doing that with Colin Holderman. This is a winnable game. Go out there and win it. And that's not what this showed me. This didn't show me as if, okay, you know what? Let's go win this game. I don't understand. What has Holderman shown you? What has Holderman shown you? Nothing. Going back out there was a complete mistake by Don Kelly. And then Don Kelly gets ejected again for arguing the balls and strikes. As we mentioned, the umpire says he didn't swing. Looked like a clear swing by Bryce Harper, but it is what it is. And looks like he got the quick call to get ejected. So now Don Kelly's been ejected, twice in 7 games?
Twice in 7 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that's not a complete pattern, but
I think it'll eventually cool down a little bit. Like, I think right now he's just kind of like, he's the new guy.
Yeah.
We've just gone through a pretty long period of time where we didn't really see that sort of thing from the manager all that often. So I think he's maybe overcompensating right now. I will say this, very quick hook by that third base umpire. So I mean, I don't know what Don Kelly said to him, but it was like Don Kelly chirped once at him and just tossed him immediately. And it was a pretty aggressive toss. So, but I mean, it clearly looked like a swing to me. It looked like a swing to me. So, and that was a huge moment in that game. So, like, Don Kelly was in the right there to kind of lose his mind.
Right. No, 100% agree. But yeah, like, it doesn't get much better. I mean, hey, they escaped the inning, and I say escape very loosely because it was over, but it's a 5-3 game. Like, there's still a chance. Probably not for the Pirates, who haven't scored more than 4 runs in now 21 games, by the way, tie with just 13 other teams for that in MLB history during the live ball era. So now it's 21 now. I'm sorry, 13 now. But yeah, so again, it's a 5-3. It's a 2-run game. There's still an opportunity. You still have 6 outs. Pirates come up the bat. Kutch walks. Okay. Kutch gets the leadoff walk. All right. Let's do something here. Top of the order, kind of, right? Ish. Boom. I mean, did the next 2 hitters, was it a total of maybe 27 seconds it took for the inning to end after that? I mean, you talk about ridiculous. Yeah, Pirates baseball.
Yeah. Bart grounds in a double play after seeing 2 pitches, and he got a juicy slider, like hanging slider right down the middle that he just pounded into the dirt. And then Hayes fouls out. I mean, not exactly an inspiring cleanup hitter today in Brian Hayes.
No. 2 strikeouts over 4 today.
It was rough, and it was just like, I mean, it's the same story over and over again. Like, we can talk about this pitching, but like, yeah, that pitching unraveled in the 7th, but this offense still can't score.
Yes.
Still can't score. Now, like, when you give up 8 runs, it's not on your offense. At that point, it's not on your offense anymore. But like, this game felt over when it was 5-3. Pirates haven't scored. That means in order to win this game, the Pirates would have had to have scored 6 runs. 6 runs, DiNardo.
Haven't done that since April 22nd.
How many millions of children have been born across the world since the last time the Pirates have scored 6 runs?
I've never heard that. Like, that's
there are millions and millions of living people in this world who have never been alive for the Pirates scoring 6 runs.
Crazy. I know. But you're 100% correct, man. It's just and this game, I do want to say that, because I think there's some discourses I've been finding on our Instagram page, like what the problem is, the bullpen or the offense, and the offense is the problem. The offense is the absolute problem with this team. Last in runs in Major League Baseball, the bullpen is 10th worst as far as ERA goes. Like, the problem is the offense. But today it was the bullpen that certainly gave it up. So like, this one is on the bullpen, but the offense still was bad. Again, you scored 3 runs. It wasn't like the offense did its job today either, because of Andrew Heaney and Colin Holderman's 6th inning. You know, they were afforded the lead there, had enough to win if this continued over for the bullpen. But yeah, the bullpen completely imploded. And like I said, that inning, the Pirates offense was real quick. And then Joey Wentz comes in for the Pirates side, and the Phillies weren't done scoring. That, it was a carryover from the inning before, basically. And they score 8 runs now. So now it's an 8-3 ball game. And yeah, this is cooked. There's no chance coming back, right?
Right. I mean,
kind of ish.
I mean,
was a chance. The Phillies allowed them to maybe do so.
Phillies definitely tried to give this game away in the same fashion that the Pirates did. Canario walks, Frazier singles, Pham strikes out, Gorski walks, Triolo walks in a run. And then kind of an interesting decision here. Mike Rabello, who's managing the game at this point, goes to Oneil Cruz to face Jose Alvarado, the lefty. Cruz hasn't faced anyone in 6-7 days or so. So that was interesting. I mean, his first at bat kind of being thrown into the fire there against a really tough lefty, and he was just overmatched. I mean, Alvarado pitched him really well, and Cruz struck out. McCutchen grounds out, and threat is over. And the game.
Let me ask you about that decision, though, because I found that be very interesting as well. Because yeah, it is a tough lefty, and Cruz has been out. But again, at that point in time, also, Jim, you're down 8-4. This team isn't built to single their way through to tie the game. You probably need one swing of the bat to have a chance. IKF's up there. I know it's a tough matchup with Cruz with a lefty, but in the same sense, like, as low as a chance is for Cruz to come through, that's probably the best chance this team had, right?
Probably.
I mean, I didn't hate it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike the move. It's just, it was an interesting move because, like I say, he hadn't seen a pitch in a week. and immediately throwing him in there against a really tough lefty in a huge moment is tough for him.
It is.
Now, with that being said, like you mentioned, like the Pirates were down by 4 runs at that point. They needed to come, like, you need a big swing. You're probably not stringing together 4 runs against Jose Alvarado.
Right.
You need somebody to come up big, and Cruz is going to give you a better shot to do that than IKF.
Yep, that's exactly how I felt. You have 2 outs, IKF and Kutch. You know what? Cruz and Kutch sounds a lot better. That's 2 guys that can put the ball over the fence. That's what you probably need at this point in time. You're probably not winning this game unless you hit a home run. So I didn't hate that move at all. I thought it was probably the right move. But my biggest takeaway from that was Cruz still didn't look right.
No, that's the thing here.
That back.
Like, yeah,
I still think it was the
comfortable.
right move, seeing how bad it is. But like, I'm also like, he looks this bad still today. He hasn't been IL'd yet. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and now you start his clock over again. So if you put him on the IL, it's 10 days from today. Whereas before, if you made the decision tomorrow, like, hey, he's not ready. Like, let's just give him a few extra days here. You could retroactive it to Saturday, and then he's only on the IL for like 4 days.
Right.
But now you kind of start that clock again. So that pretty much makes me think he's not going on the IL. And if he is, then I mean, pretty clear mistake by even putting him in the game, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep. I am with you. But yeah, like, again, it comes down to the 7th inning there. But Alexander Canario.
Let's talk about Alexander Canario a little bit.
2 hits, a walk. He gets on 3 times today, Jim. Does have the strikeout, but also the home run, the big home run. I mean, at that point in time, that was huge. Gives the Pirates a lead, a multi-run lead, 3-1. It's still going. It's 11 games now, Jim. We've been talking up a little bit. What is he? Let's give him a run to find out what's going to normalize. So far, what's normalizing is the guy hits the ball very, very hard and is doing damage. And like I mentioned, the more he's playing, the better the contact rate's getting also. So what's normalizing? Well, what's normalizing so far is Alexander Canario is a good hitter. Is this 2 years in a row where they found something off the DFA scraps and maybe turned to a staple of the lineup?
It's still really early to tell, but I mean, you got to love the way that he's playing since they've given him some run. That's where I'm kind of looking at this as, is like, once they started playing him every day, he's been really good. And I mean, today his 3rd home run. He now has 3 homers in 72 plate appearances. So like, he's the power strokes there. He's slugging 400 now. How many Pirates are slugging 400? It's Cruz and him, Cruz and Canario. That's it at this point. So yeah, I mean, he's kind of his weighted runs created plus is up to 96 now. So he's pretty much a league average hitter after today. The K rate has kind of stabilized. If it stays at 25% and he's giving you this kind of power, that's fine. He's getting on base too with walks. He walked today. He's got a 9.7% walk rate on the year. I really like what I'm seeing out of him. So yeah, just keep playing him. And he's only 25, so like, he just turned 25. So like, maybe you lucked into something here. Who knows? At this point, you're now 15-30. There's no reason to not just give Alexander Canario as much playing time as possible and see if you lucked into something here.
100%. And exactly, like, at the expense of what that you're doing this with, at the expense of not having Tommy Pham there.
That's it.
Who did what tonight? Like, absolutely. And he is producing. Like, also, it's not as if it's like, at first it was, there's tantalizing things here. The numbers, like, the production's not there, but you see him hitting the ball hard and it makes you curious. Like, there's a lot of unluckiness to his game early on. You see some things. Again, the contact rate wasn't good. So it's like, who is he? And now that you're giving him the time, he also is producing. So there's no question at this point in time that he is your everyday player until he proves that he's not. The production's there, and you're still seeing like the hard hits. He's hitting he's wrecking the ball. I'm not talking Cruz level, but this guy, when he sees ball and hits ball go hard, ball go far. That's what's happening. And he's hitting the ball at much better levels right now than usual. And you talk about the strikeout rate also, 25% right now, year to date. Like that's fine.
That's fine.
We're talking major league level, small sample. It's never been close to that. But like 2023 in AAA was the last time that he was under 30%. Last year in AAA, he was at 30%. So doing this in the major leagues right now, like the stuff that you want to see is what's coming together in the major leagues. That doesn't happen often. It is small sample. So like, I'm not ready to go there yet. They found the next guy, but this is the path he's leading down. Let's see it through. Because again, like he could solve a lot of answers for this team and for the future because they don't have any offense, and what offense they do have doesn't come in the variety of power outside of Cruz.
He can kind of be the guy you were hoping Jack Swinsky would be. Like you were hoping Jack Swinsky would be like that power bat that you could stick in the corner. And yeah, he's going to strike out a decent amount, but damn it, he's going to hit 25 plus homers. If Alexander Canario can end up being that guy, sure.
Yeah.
Let's find out. And I said, he is taking advantage of this opportunity that he's been given of this playing time. And I mean, you've got to reward him with just more and more playing time at this point.
And good for him.
Yeah, he's like the only one who's taken advantage of opportunities in this lineup.
He fell into opportunity that he's on a team again that doesn't have any desires to win, unlike the Cubs and the Mets, who said, we can't afford to give him time to find out. We need to win. Pirates said, you know what? We're 15-30 now. Winning's not a priority. Let's find out. And he's doing it. Nick Solak gets the call, Jim. Let me give you the floor. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah, how about that? Nick Solak promoted. I mean, again, same thing. There are players on this major league roster who aren't performing. And as much as I like joked about this forever, and it's a bit, it was a bit this whole time, but like it's kind of, he just keeps hitting. He was the best hitter in the International League. Like this dude deserves a call up. When your offense hasn't scored more than 4 runs in 22 days and you have the best hitter in the International League sitting in AAA, call him up. Like, I don't care that he's 30 years old. At this point, you need to try to score some runs. And if Nick Solak can be an improvement over Ji-Hwan Bae or Tommy Pham, then Nick Solak should be on your team over those guys. That's where I'm at. I mean, yeah, Nick Solak's probably not in your future plans. But like, who else are you gonna give every other person you've tried isn't working. So go ahead and give the guy who's crushing the ball in AAA a chance. And he got a hit in his first at bat today. So that was neat. I don't know if he'll continue to get like everyday at bats here, but I think he could be at least a more useful bench piece than some other guys we've seen.
Right. No, I'm with you. I act this way just because he's a Louisville guy and you've been hyping him up. So I have to hate him. It's just in my core too, right? But I don't actually hate him. Good job, Nick Solak. You worked your way back here. Congratulations. My thing is, like you said, like it was a bit. It is a bit. But it's a bit that turned into, well, this actually makes sense now. Because not just because of how he's performing, because we've seen this. He's last year's Jake Lamb. Like Jake Lamb's performing. Everyone was clamoring for him to get called up. But guys, it's Jake Lamb. And Jake Lamb had like a 3-WAR season before. Jake Lamb was a really good hitter for a time. He was a top prospect, right? But guys, he's old. It's AAA. No. The Pirates offense just wasn't desperate enough to make that move. At this point in time, they are desperate enough. He's done what he's needed to do to deserve it. The Pirates are doing everything they need to do to allow him to deserve it. And again, like you said, like at this point in time, like you see this team, like, sure, give it a try. What do you have to lose? If he is who we think he probably is, which is like maybe like a 20% below average hitter. That's not good. That's not a guy that you pound the table to promote, right? If he's 20% below average, well, Jim, he's the 7th best hitter on this team. And if you take out the guys that are on the 60-day IL, he's the 5th best hitter on this team. So, like, that's what we're alluding to. It's not as much of, well, he's got 1,000 OPS in AAA, get him up here. It's look at everyone else on this team. If he's below 20% below average, he's our 5th best hitter. We probably should get him up here.
That's so sad. It's so sad. But like again, to your point and the point I was making, it's like none of these guys are producing. They've like it's bad. This offense is bad. You got to do something to give them a spark. And if that something is a 30-year-old Nick Solak who's crushing the ball in AAA, then that something is a 30-year-old Nick Solak who's crushing the ball in AAA. We'll see what happens.
Yep. There it is. Outside of that, Jim, I don't have much else. The team drops
I do want
one
to
where-
add. I think this was our first look at Gorski in center field, or he played one other
Yes.
game there.
I believe this is the first.
Robbed a homer.
Oh yeah,
That was
Got to bring that up.
cool. Yeah, we didn't even mention that. That was in the 3rd inning, I think. Yeah, robbed Kyle Schwarber of a home run to keep it a scoreless game. So that was fun. Hell of a play.
It was.
He just made a good play on the ball, ran to the spot, found where the wall was, timed it perfectly. Yeah, robbed a homer. Plus 1 defensive run saved.
There it is. And that's the one. I guess we don't have to get too deep into this. We won't now, anyways. But yeah, congratulations to Gorski. That was a good play. He's a really good defender. They need him at first.
Yeah.
But like his talents playing first base is being kind of wasted because he's a very talented outfielder. And so yeah, you got to see it tonight. Also a good throw by him to home. I know to get it out, but that was a really competitive throw that was close.
Yep.
So you saw some of that tonight. Yep. He can play. He can play defense for sure.
Just not very consistent at the plate.
No.
He's one of the few people on this team who can hit the ball over the fence, but
he's done it twice.
He doesn't make contact often.
He's what we thought Canario was.
Yeah.
To a lesser degree even, but yeah. But right. Okay. But again, anything else that you wanted to add?
I think that's it. It was just a frustrating game because you felt like you had this one, like you felt good about this one in the 7th inning, and you end up losing, and you didn't pitch Dennis Santana or David Bednar. Like you didn't even give your best pitchers a chance to win this game. And there was a comment in here before too, and we talk about this all the time. That like Carmen Majinski being in the starting rotation also plays a role in the bullpen. Like imagine if you had Majinski today and you could have just gone Majinski, Bednar, Santana, and you probably win 3-1 or 4-1 or 3-2. Like it's just frustrating the decisions that this team's made that have they have an effect on things that are not just impacting that specific game. Like Carmen Majinski starting tomorrow helped the Pirates lose today's game.
Yep. 100%.
Whereas if Bubba Chandler was starting tomorrow, you would have won today, and then you'd have Bubba against Zach Wheeler tomorrow.
Still a tough-ass matchup, but it's a chance.
Yeah.
And again, that's what that move does. It makes 2 things better. Makes your bullpen much stronger. Probably makes your rotation better too. Karmajinski has put together a couple fine starts, but that's a couple. Bubba, we expect to be able to do better. So You're 100% correct. But either way, I think we're out of here. It's been long enough. There is a game tomorrow. Karmajinski, Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler is just pitching lights out. As we mentioned, Paul Skeens pitches on Sunday, which they're calling up. Who are they calling up? I forget too. It's no longer Sanchez. They're calling up.
McAble.
There it is. Yeah. So again, that's why tonight was kind of big because they had an opportunity to maybe take 2 in this series with that matchup, especially. But yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow. I'm not on. I don't think Jim's on either, but somebody will. We'll be
I'll
on
be in
tomorrow
Indy getting that Bubba Chandler bobblehead tomorrow.
That's right. You're going to be in
Yeah.
Indy.
Yep.
Cool. You're going to get some,
So if you're
some footage.
if you're in Indy, come say hi.
Do that too.
Yeah.
All right. Protect Bubba at all costs. Don't do what Noah did to Hunter.
I might just kidnap Bubba and then bring him to the tailgate, so you can start that
Even
game.
Even better. Let's get out of here. We love you all. Like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Come to the tailgate next Saturday, 24th. RSVP. Links is in there. We want to see you guys. Primanti Brothers sponsoring. We'll have all kinds of sandwiches. We'll have some fun too. And Jim's going to bring Bubba. So we'll have a meet and greet with Bubba Chandler. Thanks to Jim.
There we go.
All right. There it is. We're out of here. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
See you guys. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.